Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most relaxing and strangely addictive Friends compilations on YouTube, the ones to watch while you eat, part 2. Now, this video isn't trying to be a huge dramatic episode breakdown or a nonstop joke machine. Instead, it does something that Friends has always done better than almost any sitcom in television history. It creates comfort. And honestly, that's the reason millions of people still keep coming back to this show even decades later. The moment this compilation starts, you immediately get that classic Friends atmosphere: warm apartment lighting, casual conversations, awkward humor, random group moments, and characters just hanging out together. It feels simple, but somehow it's incredibly entertaining. What's interesting about this compilation is that it's specifically designed to feel easy to watch. The pacing is calm, the scenes flow naturally, and the humor never feels forced. This is the kind of video people put on while eating dinner, relaxing after work, or just trying to unwind, and somehow Friends works perfectly for that. One reason this compilation feels so comfortable is because the characters themselves already feel familiar to audiences. Even if you've watched the show 100 times, these interactions still feel enjoyable because the chemistry between the cast is just that strong. You've got Jennifer Aniston as Rachel, bringing emotional and socially awkward energy into scenes. Rachel's reactions always feel realistic, and a lot of the humor works because you can see exactly what she's thinking without her even saying anything. Then there's Courtney Cox as Monica Geller, who constantly tries to keep everything organized and under control. And honestly, some of the funniest moments happen when Monica slowly realizes she's losing control of the situation. Of course, Matthew Perry as Chandler Bing completely carries many scenes with sarcasm alone. Chandler's humor feels natural because he reacts the same way the audience would react. Even during simple conversations, one sarcastic line from Chandler can instantly make a scene memorable. Then we have Matt LeBlanc as Joey Tribbiani, whose innocent confidence still makes people laugh years later. Joey doesn't overthink anything, and that simple-minded honesty creates some of the most lovable comedy moments in the entire series. David Schwimmer as Ross Geller brings that classic awkward energy that Friends fans know so well. Ross always feels like someone trying way too hard to keep things normal, and that's exactly why his scenes become so funny. And then there's Lisa Kudrow as Phoebe Buffay, who brings completely unpredictable energy into every conversation. Phoebe can take a totally normal moment and suddenly turn it into something bizarre, awkward, and hilarious. But honestly, what makes this compilation work so well isn't just the jokes, it's the feeling. Friends has always been more than just a comedy show. At its core, it's about friendship, comfort, and everyday life. That's why people still connect with it after all these years. And this compilation captures that perfectly. The apartment scenes feel cozy. The conversations feel natural. Even the silence between jokes feels comfortable. That's something most modern sitcoms honestly struggle to recreate. Another smart thing about this video is the editing style. The scenes move quickly enough to keep your attention, but not so fast that it feels chaotic. The compilation constantly switches between funny conversations, awkward moments, and relaxing group scenes, which keeps the video engaging without becoming overwhelming. And even though Friends originally aired in the 1990s, the humor still works because it's built around human behavior rather than trends. Awkward conversations, relationship problems, friendship drama, and social embarrassment never really go out of style. That's why new generations still discover this show every year. What also makes this compilation enjoyable is the nostalgic atmosphere. The apartment design, the coffee shop vibe, the old school sitcom lighting, and even the slower style of conversations create a kind of comfort that modern fast paced content usually doesn't have anymore. And honestly, in today's world where everything online feels loud, stressful, and overloaded with information, videos like this feel relaxing in a way that's hard to explain. Overall, the ones to watch while you eat. Part 2 is a perfect example of why Friends became one of the biggest sitcoms of all time. It's funny without trying too hard, relaxing without being boring, and entertaining simply because the characters feel real. This compilation isn't about giant storylines or dramatic twists. It's about spending time with characters people genuinely enjoy watching, and honestly, that's the secret behind Friends lasting for so many years. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to